Hello and welcome to today's video. So, at some point in the weekend I put on my Instagram story, basically give me some prompts because I'm going to go book shopping and try and fill them in. And I got some prompts, so I've got my list of prompts. I'm going to try and fulfill 5 of them, and I wrote all of the ones that I got in down. Like, it's not a massive list, it's just a short little list. But I think I'm just going to stick to 5 because I don't want to buy too many books today. And I'm also going to allow myself to double up on prompts. So I want to fulfill 5, but I'm allowed to double up. Now, the one prompt that I'm 100% sure I'm doing, because it's how I mainly shop, is secondhand. So, secondhand book. And that's because I think out of the like 7 or 8 places I can go in town to shop for books, all but one of them are secondhand. So that one's a nice and easy one to fulfill. And then I've just got some others, and honestly I've got my list. I'm going to go into town, go through the shops and just see what I can fulfill. There's some interesting ones, there's some ones I'm not so sure about. Yeah, one of them's a non-fiction book, which, like, don't get me wrong, I don't hate non-fiction or anything. Like, I enjoy reading it when I want to. But I already have about 10 non-fiction books on my TBR at the moment. And they've been on my TBR for over a year, and I just don't get round to them. I think in the last 2 years, I've read, not including poetry books, because I feel like that is different, 4. There's been 4 non-fiction books over the last, well, since the start of 2021 all the way up till now. So what's that, like 15 months? So yeah, really not a big one, but again, they are easy to find in charity shops, so maybe I should have a proper peruse, because normally I ignore that section. I think because it's raining today, normally I would go around the shops in a very meticulous order, starting with the ones where I can get the books for the cheapest, ending with the ones where they're more expensive. I think I'm actually going to cut out the ones on the outskirts of the town. There's 4 charity shops within a 2-minute walk of each other, right in the centre. So I think I'm going to hope that I can do this just going to those 4, because I wasn't expecting it to be raining this bad, and I don't want to be out in the cold. I want to get back and be warm already, and I haven't even left yet. So yeah, basically the plan is go into town, find books based on these prompts, bring them back, and I'll... Okay, boys. Oh, would you so cute, aren't you? Do you want to come book shopping? You want to go on the chair? Get on the chair then. Don't knock the camera. What was I saying? I don't know. Basically, we're going to go into town. I'm going to buy books based on these prompts. I'll come back and show you the books. So yeah, let's go book shopping. Okay, so I've actually done really well. I've fit 4 books into prompts, so I only need to do 1 more prompt. And I've still got the biggest charity shop to go, so let's go. was a bit of a bust. I've still got one prompt I need to fulfill, and there's 2 charity shops on this way out of town, so I'm going to pop into those and hope for the best. Still no luck, so I'm going to head to W.H. Smith, see if I can fill this final prompt. I'm not too worried because there's been so many from 1996, which is the year I was born. I've already owned them all, so I'm not going to buy them. But yeah, thought I'd give W.H. Smith a shot and then head home. I'm currently in the kids section looking for a book with a cat on it. Okay, hello. So I went book shopping and I found a few. So yeah, let's go through them. So I think what I'm going to do is, I've got the like original screenshots on my phone. I will be honest, I only managed to complete 4 of the prompts. I was aiming for 5. I'll talk about that at the end. I definitely could have completed more, but it just didn't seem worth it to me, and I will explain that. But let's go through the prompts that I did complete. So one of the first ones was purple spine. This has a purple spine, and this is the Vampire War trilogy in the Saga of Darren Shan. Darren Shan is an author that I read from when I was a lot younger. I was probably like 12, 13 when I read the Demonata series, I think it's called. And those are actually still on this shelf behind me because I want to reread them at some point. They were great. And between 3 to 9 months ago now, I found the first book in this series, which is called Vampire Blood, and that has the first 3 books in it. So then I also today found Vampire War, which has books 7, 8 and 9 in it. So yeah, I'm excited to read it. I don't know a lot about it, but Darren Shan really was, like, especially as I was growing up, he was known for horror and doing all of that and just getting it all right and knowing what to do and what to say. And I looked the other series and I'm quite happy to go into this quite blind. Obviously I'm assuming it's going to be about vampires, but I don't know because I still haven't read book 1. The next one to do is this one. So this was for the prompt yellow cover. There's a lot of yellow on this cover. And this is Vampire Rights. So this is again part of that same Darren Shan series, and this one has book 4, 5 and 6 in it. So yeah, it's also really interesting to see these editions. Obviously I got these from charity shops, and not even all of the Demonata series was out as these were being listed like this. So yeah, really interesting. So I've now got these 2, which means I've got books 1 to 9 within these 2, and this one of the Saga of Darren Shan series. So I've only got 1 more book to find, and I don't know, the fact that I've found these all in charity shops so far, I feel like I'd be able to find the last one at some point. So yeah, these are the 2 books for the first 2 prompts, and these were £1.75 each. So really happy with that. And these were in the same shop but in completely different sections. This was in like the kids section where there's just a few books next to the kids clothes section, and this was in the main book section. So oh yeah, I felt amazing when I found both of them. So yeah, that's those. Then one that matches the outfit you're wearing. I was not wearing this as I went out. I filmed a clip as I got back to try and show you my outfit, so I'll put that in now. For one of the books I need to show you my outfit, but there's no way I'm staying in these clothes. So here is the outfit. I think it looks something like this on the book. And obviously it's been raining all day today, as you can probably still see by my hair. So I really did just have my big coat pulled up like a hood. Honestly, it's massive. It's not even my coat, it's Jay's. I just wear it when it's raining. And then when I saw these on the shelf, it just kind of seemed like the perfect one. So next to each other, these 2 books look like this, which is, you know, this person here in a big cloak and trousers and boots, which really was what I was wearing. So together they look like this. Book 1, The Innocent Mage, and book 2, The Awakened Mage. I've never seen these before, never heard of them, but they definitely fit these prompts. Like, this is what I was wearing today. And yeah, this sounds interesting, so I don't want to read the wrong one. Which one? I'm putting book 2 down so I don't accidentally read the back and spoil book 1. So, the innocent mage is come, and we stand at the beginning of the end of everything. Being a fisherman like his father isn't a bad life, but it's not the one that Asher wants. Despite his humble roots, Asher has grand dreams, and they call him to Durana, home of princes, beggars, and the warrior mages who have protected the kingdom for generations. Little does Asher know, however, that his arrival in the city is being closely watched by members of the Circle, a secret organisation dedicated to preserving an ancient magic. Asher might have come to the city to make his fortune, but he will find his destiny. Yeah, it just sounds like a great fantasy book that I'm really excited about. And yeah, like, this was my outfit, as I hope you agree. That was that prompt done. I feel like I could have just got one or the other. Well, I wouldn't have brought book 2 without book 1, so I could have just got book 1. But as they're both together, and it was the fact that I saw the spines like this that really made me, I was like, yeah, we've got that. And honestly, it's very weird because I was very much thinking, you know, I was mainly wearing black with like a brown coat. I was thinking I'd just get a book with those colours on, but yeah, seeing it like that, I was like, this is great. And then the other prompt that I fulfilled is second-hand book. So this is a nice and easy one to fulfill. In fact, all of these could have fulfilled them, and I was happy to double up. So any of the 4 you've already seen could have fit it. But I also picked up these 2 books today. So this is Sons of the Oak. This is book 5 in the Rune Lord series. There's a charity shop near me that I found books 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 and 8 of this series in. So every time I go in there I check to see if there's any more, and today I found 5, which I think means that I now only need 6 and 9 to complete it, I think. So every time I go in and I check, because someone's obviously donated them all and they just don't have space to put all the books out. So yeah, I got book 5. I'm obviously not going to read the back, but essentially this is just another big fantasy series. That book 1 sounded really great, and these, well, this one costs 75p, so you really can't grumble at that. So yeah, that one. And then I also picked up Dry. This cover really caught my attention, so when I was in the shop I was like, this looks interesting. I feel like I could have seen that like online before, because you know, I consume a lot of booktube content as well as creating it. So I read the back and it says, everyone's going to remember where they were when the taps ran dry. The drought, or the tap out as everyone calls it, has been going on for a while. Life has become an endless list of don'ts. Don't water the lawn, don't take long showers, don't panic. But now there is no water left at all. Suddenly, Alyssa's quiet suburban street spirals into a war zone of desperation and violence. When her parents go missing, she and her younger brother must team up with an unlikely group in search of water. Each of them will need to make impossible choices to survive. It just sounds really great. It sounds like some sort of like dystopian, climate change, disaster book, and yeah, I really want to read it, so I'm sure I will. And this was £1.95. So those were the books and the prompts that I actually managed to fulfill. Now, I was aiming for 5, and I could have done it. Honestly, like, I could have brought an extra book and got 5. And there were 3 prompts that I could have fulfilled, but I chose not to, because to be honest, like, even though there were books and I would have been able to pick books up, I wasn't interested in them, and I don't want to buy books just for the sake of it. Like, obviously this video is a bit of fun and I'm going out and buying books for these prompts. Like, I might not have picked all of these books up if it hadn't have been for this video, but I'm genuinely like 100% interested in reading all of them. So, you know, like, that's that, honestly. So a book from the year you were born was a prompt that I could have fulfilled. The original Game of Thrones book came out in 1996, which is the year I was born. There were loads of these. There's normally at least one in every shop. I found the cheapest one I found was one for 30p, which I think I took a video of, and you'll have seen that in the little shoppy bit. But yeah, so I could have done that, and there were a few others, like, cause obviously I googled it whilst I was in the biggest charity shop, and there were a few others that I spotted but I just wasn't interested in, especially the more contemporary style books. There are a couple of books that I was really looking out for that were in the year I was born. The other book I did spot that I would read but I already own, in fact two actually, there were two others that I spotted that were 1996 but I own them already, and that was The Subtle Knife, which is the second book in the Philip Pullman series His Dark Materials, and also I think it's Drums of Autumn. It could have been a different one, but one of the Outlander books by Diana Gabaldon came out in 1996 as well, but I already owned the one. Like, I checked my little spreadsheet and I already owned the one that came out in 1996, so yeah, there just wasn't any point. So I didn't fulfill it, but I definitely could have, so I don't feel like it was a complete failure. I also could have fulfilled the non-fiction prompt. There were non-fiction books in pretty much every charity shop, especially the bigger one. None I was interested in. And then the other one that I could have fulfilled, when I was in WH Smith, I saw one, well actually I saw two books that fulfilled the prompt that was cat on the cover. One of them was a book by Matt Haig, and honestly I read them in Midnight Library, didn't love it, wasn't a fan. And my boyfriend owns a couple other Matt Haig books, so before I go out buying more, I'm going to read the ones that he already owns because I don't think I like the writing, so I'd rather give it a test without wasting my money. And then there was also one of the Amelia Fang books has a cat on the cover, but it's like, I think it was book 6 or 7 and I've only read book 1 and don't own any of the others. So I could have purchased it, but I would have been waiting quite a long time, you know, like I plan on kind of reading a couple of Amelia Fang books every like Halloween until I've read them all, and I think there's quite a few of the books, and that one was like, I think it was book 6 or book 7. I didn't want to buy an entire series to fulfill one prompt for a book later on in a series, so yeah. I could have brought that, but it would have just sat on my shelves for at least 2 years, so I didn't. And yeah, that was everything. I couldn't have fulfilled anything else, but I could have technically fulfilled those other 3 prompts, but I chose not to because, you know, I don't want to be wasteful. I want to only have books that I'm truly interested in and truly wanting to read. So that was everything I got today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun filming this. I definitely think I'll do something similar to this in the future. If you do want to be a part of, you know, giving me the prompts and that sort of thing, I always ask for them over on my Bookstagram account, which I will put somewhere up here, and there's always a link in the description. So yeah, I do hope you enjoyed the video. Do give it a like if you liked it. Subscribe down below if you'd like to see more content like this, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye!